what you learned in school. Never mind what your parents told you, and disregard what your friends say. From now on, the only people you need to listen to are these guys. For the next several minutes, they'll take you on a journey through the political jungle. And when your journey is over and you're safe at home, they promise you'll be stronger, smarter, and just plain better. So buckle up, hang on to your ears, because your journey starts now.
We will keep this promise to the American people. If you like your health care plan, you will be able to keep your health care plan. Period.
Man, that guy's such a lying jackass.
Oh, boy.
He is. And you know what?
What?
Later we'll get to another lie that he told.
In our home state?
No.
Oh, you're talking about when he was in D.C.
I don't know where
Well, we
he
have
was.
some stuff
He was-
at the University
I
of
don't
Michigan,
know where
our
he
home
was.
state. Go Spartans, not Wolverines. But anyways, he
Well,
was there.
it's not like the Spartans have ever hosted the president of the United States this month.
Not this month. They have. And unfortunately, both of them are out of the March Madness.
It's weird that he
They got-
travels around to big universities like they're liberal or something.
Well, I could see Ann Arbor.
Uh-huh.
Michigan State's, those are farmers, Republican, tend to be a little bit more conservative.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's not like people were lined up to get in to get tickets to see him or anything like that.
They were lined up.
I mean, it was
for
invitation.
2 days.
It was invitation only.
Yeah,
At MSU. It really was. So
at MSU. I'm talking about U of M.
No,
They were lined up out.
I'm not. I don't care about U of M.
Okay. Because it would have been funnier if it was invitation only and all the students were out there lining up to get tickets and there weren't any tickets.
Typical Wolverine.
That would have been great.
Typical Wolverine,
But you're
right?
saying that wasn't the case.
No, I don't know if that was the case. I have no idea.
No, they were waiting in line to get tickets.
I'm guessing it was like Black Friday. It's like the day before, sitting outside of Best Buy in your tent.
Did I
the president?
Did I tell you I
He's screwing us over?
did I tell you in
Morons.
Bowling Green, Ohio, I listened to Ronald Reagan give a live speech?
Did you wait in a tent to see him?
No, we waited
it
in
wasn't
line.
on the radio?
And we had to pass through security, and they searched our bags. But they let us have bags, and they let us get quite close to him.
Yeah.
And he was there stumping, because he was term limited out. He was stumping for George Bush, Sr.
That was a mistake.
And Jamie Farr was there.
Mistake.
Klinger from MASH was stumping for him. And so was that ice skater from Bowling Green. What's his name?
Nancy
world
Nancy
champion.
Kerrigan?
No, a guy.
Tanya Harding.
No, another guy.
I don't know. Who are you talking about?
I can't think of his name.
Nobody
right now.
cares.
My mother will kill me.
Nobody cares.
She
Anyway,
loves
welcome to Ad Odds. I'm Nate. That's
Yeah,
Brian
and
over
that's
there.
Brian. And today's Thursday. It's April 3rd, 2014.
Ooh, it is approximately 8 p.m.
We are
Eastern time.
We are in the back room of the gun-free bar and studio. In what country, Nate?
USA
The
today.
USA, of course, because they have lots of gun-free bars. And unfortunately, they just don't work, as we'll talk about later. Where can they call us? If they want to call in, they can call in right now.
They can. 248-455-ODDS. 248-455-6337. That's 248-455-6337.
I didn't get that. Do it again.
No. 248-455-ODDS. ODDS. Easy to spell. You only have to press three numbers to spell that. I don't know. I don't know how many.
Three. Well, it could be some of the same. No, only 1, 2, 3 numbers.
Yeah, that's
2 are the same. There's 2 threes in there. I won't tell you which one.
D is on the same number as D. So you just press that one twice.
Both times.
Both times. Just press
Right.
that one twice.
Yeah.
I think it's 3.
Sad news. Fort Hood.
Right into that, huh?
Another. Well, we got to move along. We only have 16 hours to fill.
Good news for the listeners. We're now a 42-hour show.
1,500 people just went, ugh.
And we disabled your ability to turn it off.
If only that were true.
All right.
Fort Hood shooting. Sad news. was not terrorism as first suspected.
Who suspected that?
I think the White House and a lot of the liberal media did.
Come on, okay? Because when a man stood up on a table and screamed Allahu Akbar as he started shooting people,
that was not
and
terrorism.
had ties with terrorist groups, they were like, that's not terrorism. You have no evidence to say that's terrorism. That's not terrorism. You racist.
And to this day, they still haven't given Purple Hearts to those people that were wounded and killed. Because they said it was a workplace incident.
That's right, workplace violence.
A war on terrorism.
Workplace violence.
Right.
This one, possibly terrorism.
But it wasn't. It was workplace violence.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
It was.
Yeah, I mean, we joke about it. It's not funny. This poor soldier had served time in combat, came back, and was suffering from depression and other things.
Okay, hold on.
Go ahead.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Because this is... Anytime something negative happens with the military, what we talk about is they're war-weary. It's post-traumatic stress syndrome. It's all of these other things. He served. I get it. He was a truck driver. He never saw combat. I'm not saying it was easy. But to just automatically say post-traumatic stress, it was due to the war, blame Bush, is not the right approach.
Okay, I didn't say that.
I didn't say you said that, but listen to the media.
Some people are saying that.
Listen to it.
Well, he is a combat veteran in the definition of the word.
Yes.
Word. He is. He was over there during combat. I think you got to serve 30 days to be able to get combat medals and things like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
For campaigns and such. Or 60 days, I don't know what it is. Regardless, he had some issues. Apparently recently bought a .45 caliber semi-automatic pistol from a gun store. Went through all the background checks.
The same gun store as the last Fort Hood shooter.
Oh, was it?
So I think what we should do. Well, that's the intel I've gotten anyway.
Yeah. Okay. Now they're blaming the gun dealer.
Well, if he wouldn't have sold guns to both of them, because obviously they were going to go commit murder.
Well, the guy that owns that gun store, he should have opened a pizza parlor instead, because everybody loves pizza.
When he saw that he had 2 customers within 5 years that both wanted to buy firearms, he should have learned his lesson.
And his store was like 4 blocks from the fort.
It wasn't. He was out there. He had a free gun giveaway this time. It was a sidewalk giveaway.
That's not
he
true.
was just handing guns out. Well, I don't.
If you were in uniform, you got a free gun.
You know what?
And a box of bullets.
I don't. That's not a bad. That's not a bad thing.
Good promotional. Maybe if the soldiers were allowed to have guns on the base.
Ooh, wait! Now you're hitting on something here.
I'm not going to say it.
So this military base was a gun-free zone. Is that what you're saying?
I'm going to read a quote that they said actually that. After the 2009 shooting, the restrictions on personal weapons were expanded, so they actually made it super gun-free zone.
When the first time, or in recent history, that a bunch of people were shot at and had no good way to defend themselves, they said, you know what we need to do? We need to make those people even more defenseless.
Right, and that's what they did. And they're like, why didn't that work?
That's weird because we put up an extra sign.
No, there was more than one. They put dozens of extra signs around saying, please, no guns. No bringing guns in. And they had it in 4 different languages.
Do you know what stopped the guy? I mean, his own bullet stopped
Well, I know
him.
what stopped the guy. Yeah,
but why?
Lead.
Why?
Because he was finally confronted with police that had guns.
An MP that was allowed to carry a firearm.
Yeah.
She pulled hers, and he ended it.
The thing is, there's not all that many MPs because a lot of the law enforcement and security done on this military base is private.
Well,
it was Killeen Police Department and the County Sheriff's Department responded.
It's a gun-free zone. You shouldn't need many police.
Right. There shouldn't be any police.
Well, they shouldn't have guns.
And what you can do is then you can jump on your unicorn and ride the unicorn to your job, and everything's hunky-dory.
Where do you get a unicorn?
Well, because it's fairyland.
No, I mean, where do you get one? I want one. Where do I pick up a unicorn?
Yeah.
I'm going to stop after work tomorrow.
Fairies are us.
Oh, all right. Yeah, you know that place, don't you?
Woo. Not nice.
Anyway.
So,
hey, what's up,
anyway,
Reagan?
I just wanted to say that it's sad, but again, it's another gun-free mass murder zone that we talk about. show after show after show. And we're not alone. I mean, people are starting to catch on.
Yeah, they are.
Around the country, they're saying, let's start getting rid of these gun-free zones. They don't work. Law-abiding citizens, they obey it. And criminals don't. Now, we have some jackass like Pierce Morgan.
Well, I was going to start with the Secretary of Defense.
Oh, what did he say?
He was saying, well, I mean, we're doing everything we can, but we need to think of some ways that we can keep these people protected, allow them
what
to
can we do?
protect themselves. Now, they are the military. We do train them how to use weapons. But we can't give them guns, but I mean, we're going to have to just talk about this. We're going to have an open discussion.
More signs.
That might be the
Gun-free
problem.
signs. What? Not
You know
enough
what?
signs?
You can't prove, Brian, that there isn't a number of signs, a certain amount of signage that would prevent this.
Yeah.
And actually, I would be willing to bet money that there is an amount of signage that would prevent the people in between the signs from getting hit with bullets.
If they were thick enough signs, the soldiers could wear them. That's where you were going.
That's where I was
Slip them inside the
It's
flak
pathetic.
jacket. Yeah.
Pathetic. These people we trust to work as a team in combat where there's a bunch of crap going on and to not shoot at each other and not shoot innocent people. But when they're here on a military base...
And fully automatic weapons. And
exactly.
hand grenades and bazookas.
And it's all because morons like Jimmy Carter were worried about a coup, the military taking over, let's disarm everybody. Clinton, Bush, the first.
Yeah, I don't understand.
The only option is to disarm the military while they're here because...
We can't trust them with guns.
We can't trust them because they may actually... they took an oath, or at least they have the thought that they want to defend the Constitution. They might actually do that.
We can't have that.
No. We can't have that. So let's take their guns from them. Anyway, the other jackass that you were talking about, Pierce Morgan, who, by the way, just within the last week or two, said goodbye.
Yeah.
Final show. You know how he ended his show?
Anti-gun.
Citizens do not need guns.
Yeah.
He said, tweeted out because...
Okay.
Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, they have the level 2 guns of the police. Police of Britain.
Where he's from,
they have the level 2
in Great
guns.
Britain, in England, they use the level 2 lookalike.
Very, very efficient.
Stop or I'll point.
And stop or I'll say stop again.
And you know what? It works. It works. There's no shootings there. It's weird. There's no violence. Zero violence in England. None. Ever since they separated from the Americans who were really the violent people.
I think you're mistaken.
No violence.
The UK is one of the most violent.
No. I mean, not like Australia.
Data would suggest.
Okay, Pierce Morgan. If only there'd been a good guy with a gun. This is a tweet. Such crap. The Fort Hood soldier/shooter was a good guy until he turned bad with a gun.
Yeah, I mean, that's... okay.
Exactly. That's the point. That's why you want as many good guys as you can to have guns. Because you are not going to stop somebody from turning bad with a gun, with a bat, with a chair, with a knife, with a car, with a bomb.
You want to play the odds. And the odds are if you have 1,000 people with guns and one person turns bad, the damage they're going to be able to inflict is minimized.
Or, as I saw you pointed out earlier, we don't know for sure that anybody else with a gun could have stopped this. But we do know for sure that if we guarantee that they do not have a gun, we know for sure that they can't stop this.
And you were pointing
out
no
chance
that if all 1,000 people that had guns turned bad, they'd be shooting themselves, and so it would be all bad people shooting bad people, and that's a good thing.
And it would still be a gun stopping a bad guy.
Right.
I know. This sort of thing, I don't get it. And you want to, fine, you don't want to blame Obama with this crap because it was Carter, it was Bush, it was Clinton that finally enacted most of this.
Right.
It's still going on. It could be changed tomorrow.
Right. And I don't even think it takes a president to do it. I think the Secretary of Defense could implement this.
I'm
not sure, but
I'm sure.
It's a policy issue.
But
it's not a law, it's a policy.
Changed now.
And directors have control over policy.
So the first time was bad enough, but then we have another mass shooting. They didn't learn their lesson the first time. When it happens again, it's going to be the exact same argument for the same reason, because these morons aren't going to make any changes to help these people that we we entrust with fighting for our freedom.
They might put up more signs.
I hope they put up enough. That's all I mean.
Oh, you know what they'll do? You know what they'll do? They'll pass a law that says you can't have a gun store within 1,000 feet of the base.
Yeah, no, you're right.
And they'll probably close this guy down.
I don't know that his gun store was close to the base.
Yeah,
was it?
Know.
I don't know.
I'm assuming it was. I mean,
however far his was, they'll say one more foot, and that'll be their limit.
And they'll close that guy down.
Yeah. The one gun store in the area, it'll be closed. Yeah, I don't know how many gun stores there were, or if any.
We know
that's even
gun
true,
control is murder, and if you go to Chug Dug shirt store, chugdug.com, they have a great T-shirt that expresses that, and it definitely says gun control is murder. So,
plus sizes up to 6X even available.
Really?
Yeah, shirts are $10 right now too.
So they
just through April,
it could fit me. You could fit me.
Not me.
No, me.
I don't fit you.
No, you.
Chugdug.com.
You don't fit me. I
could get you a shirt. You just hop on their website and order. It's easy.
And in California, where they can't get anything over a large, because everybody out in California is beautiful and skinny.
Believe me, I tried.
Yeah.
It was
You just
tough.
wanted to get a 2X or
2X.
something.
It was
unheard
tough,
of.
which isn't that small. But
They're like looking at you like, what?
I
They
know.
make a 2X?
I really did. I went to a bunch of stores downtown San Francisco. Like, you guys sell 2X?
What is that?
No, and we're gonna have to ask you to wait on the sidewalk. We'll send someone out to talk to you.
Yeah, it'll be the.
Do you know anyone around here that might have
San
2X?
I'm not even sure they make them.
You're gonna have to drive to Vegas for. I don't know. I don't think so. They were talking about banning shirts that
you're going to
big.
have to go to Omaha.
Yeah.
That's
I heard they have some in Michigan.
Yeah,
you might
Michigan
fit
has
in
a
there.
lot of big people.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. 248-455-ODDS, Facebook.com/@OddsShow. We'll be right back.
My Parents Open Carry, a pro-gun kids book from White Feather Press. 13-year-old Brenna and her parents spend their day in typical fashion. But what's not so typical is that Brenna's parents lawfully open carry handguns for self-defense. And the Strongs join a growing number of families who are standing up for their Second Amendment right and bringing gun ownership out of the closet. Order your copy of this unique kids book at myparentsopencarry.com.
There's no better way to say I love you. I'm thankful you're in my life. I'm glad to be with you. I'm thinking about you, or I miss you. Than with a spectacular flower arrangement from ProFlowers.com. A gorgeous fresh flower arrangement is a must to dress up every birthday, holiday, or anniversary. As a special treat for you, your beautiful flowers start at an amazing low price of $19.99. And ProFlowers.com will include a free vase with floral orders. Imagine a beautiful bouquet of 100 blooms for only $19.99, with a free vase included. Every festive bouquet is guaranteed to last at least 7 days. Tell your loved ones you're thinking of them with flowers. Go to proflowers.com/radio and enter your code to receive this special offer. Enter code POKE. That's proflowers.com/radio, code POKE. Send a bouquet they'll never forget from proflowers.com/radio, code POKE.
Are you frustrated with your current job, not making the type of money that you know you are worth? Is it time for a change? Start earning money working from home with Autopilot Marketing. Go to income28.com now. That's income, the number 28.com. Take our free video tour today and start earning money as early as next week. Go to income28.com. That's income, the number 28.com.
Honestly, I don't feel great about my mom living alone. She's growing older and weaker every day. That's reality when you're in your 70s, but remaining independent is important to her, and I get that. That's why I chose Medical Guardian to ensure her safety. If she falls and can't reach the phone, if there's a fire, or if someone breaks in, she presses one button, help comes rushing, and I am contacted. Accidents and emergencies really do happen. I refuse to risk her safety, and I feel good about choosing Medical Guardian. After all, She's my mom.
Protect your parent and give yourself peace of mind. Call 800-325-1089 for a free brochure. Medical Guardian has no activation fees, equipment costs, or long-term contracts. Be one of the first 50 callers to find out how you can get a free month of service. That's Medical Guardian at 800-325-1089. Ask how you can get a free month of service. 800-325-1089. That's 800-325-1089.
From now on, the only people you need to listen to are these guys.
Mr. President, members of Congress, you've been making a lot of noise about taking our guns away. But you might want to review history. 1835, Gonzales, Texas Territory. The authorities wanted to confiscate the big gun that protected that colony. You know what the people said? Come and take it. Because they were willing to fight for their freedom and their guns. So are we.
Come and take it if you want it. Come and take it if you think you can. Come and take it, but I warn you, you'll have to pry it from my cold dead hands. We want the freedom that God gave us, so you best not cross that line. If you want this gun, you gotta come through us and take it.
One shot at a time. Just like Gonzales. We're keeping our guns.
That we are.
Keep in mind, especially this one.
Cold dead hands. I mean, if they come and take it,
I think I'll keep this one.
That's a beauty. That
nice.
looks like an AR-15.
An assault rifle?
No, a Homeland Defense rifle.
Yeah, no, it's an M4.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
I thought it was an AR-15. Boy. I don't know my assault rifles.
You don't. You need to go to assault weapon course.
I'm gonna have
Pierce
to take
Morgan's
one.
teaching one. Welcome back to Add Odds. I'm Nate. That's Brian over
He's
there.
He's not teaching one.
He is in this assault weapon.
That's a paperclip.
It's an assault weapon.
Ooh, how? It's not black. Ow! Dang it! Dang that hurt. You assaulted me.
Right in the kidney.
I'm going to need a transplant.
All right, so I see here it says
we mentioned
ObamaCare.
We mentioned U of M, and Obama was there. What, a couple days ago?
Yeah, was it yesterday or was it a couple days? Whatever,
2 days ago,
sometime this week. I don't know.
And he was talking about minimum wage increase. How that's great for everybody, and how Obamacare is wonderful, and we got 57 people signed up for it now, and all that stuff. I'd heard that, the deadline was coming up. It was March 30th, right?
And it was weird back when there was only 4 million people signed up, and their goal was 7 million. So we were well short.
7 million? I thought they wanted 40 million.
No, but yeah, right.
There's 40 million people that don't have health insurance.
But then, no, that was never, I mean, that's what they told you. It was never the plan to actually give everybody health insurance.
They wanted 40 million people under 18 to pay for it.
That's what they wanted. And they had this arbitrary goal of 7 million to be signed up by the end of May or March.
No, I thought, really? I thought they wanted 20 million by January when the first deadline went through or whatever it was.
Yeah, but that got delayed. Don't worry about that.
Pay no attention to that?
Yeah, no, don't worry about that. So it was 7 million. They were well short of it.
So I heard that they had 100,000 people that were trying, and of course the system
the website
crashed.
didn't work very well.
Yeah.
No, it's working well now. I saw him. He said that on Rachel Ray or whoever that is.
Oh God, Rachel
on
Ray.
a cooking show. What's the president doing on a cooking show?
I don't know, especially her cooking.
Come on,
show. Good Lord.
What do you mean, especially her? She's a liberal. What do you think? Same reason he was on Ellen.
She's
what do
an
you
apple
think?
picker. She's from New York, and we picked apples.
I bet they did.
Oh,
well,
anyways,
if she got carpal tunnel, she can have Obamacare now.
And so people said, well, the website's down, so we're going to try calling. Busy signs.
Oh, but you can always just walk in. to the Obamacare headquarters.
I don't think you can walk in. My microphone has gotten floppy on me.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, we pulled the little blue pill ad. So
yeah. I can't get a stiff microphone. Right. Okay, so yeah, there's some problems still. And but if you
but I mean 100,000 people going to a website,
we get more than that on our website.
There are no websites in existence that can handle that sort of traffic.
Ours does.
None, except for ours, but they didn't hire me. They didn't hire me to build Obamacare.gov or whatever the hell
as
the website
a geologist
is.
That could build rocks.
As a geologist, you could have probably built a website that functioned as well as the original healthcare.gov.
I know what silicone is. That's all I know about
What are you going to do? Are you going to put it around the windowsill so it doesn't leak?
I think that's
what you're doing with the silicone.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I hold it in my hand. I go, I think I can.
But 100,000 is not that much traffic.
No, and it crashed.
When you think of a place like eBay, Amazon, Google.
Now, they claim that they got, I don't know, 7 million, somewhere in there. But if you recall, Nate.
7.1 million.
Yeah, they hit their goal.
7.1.
No, I got 7.04.
Not only did we see your 7 million, we raised it by 100 or a 0.1.
I'm not good at math. I went to Columbia. But anyways,
he actually said that.
I know. Didn't we say that we have 5 or 6 million people lost health insurance?
No. Come on. What are you doing with facts? What are you doing? What are you doing here?
That their insurance
We got
provider,
the check in the mail today, Brian, from Obama. We're not supposed to tell the truth anymore.
The health care providers that they had said we can't meet the criteria.
We're going to be fired as a healthcare.gov sponsor, I guess.
Don't worry about it. We got insurance. And
not anymore.
I play doctor at home. And
I know.
They said we can't meet the criteria. We're not going to meet it, so we're going to drop you and you're going to have to go into the exchange. So we got 4 or 5 million people that lost their insurance, but we got 4 or 5 to 6 million people that signed up.
7.1 million.
So
7.1 million.
Did we get actually 7 million new people, or did we just sort of get a lot of people that lost insurance that are signing up desperately to get some insurance?
Well, desperately, and because the law says they must.
So really, we're talking about 1 million people in a country of over 360 million people.
There's also the point where a lot of those people that lost their insurance are either paying more or have worse insurance coverage.
Well, now,
then there's the other.
To be fair, there's some that are paying less.
Yep, and there's the other section of people that have signed up that are in that 7.1 million, but we don't know if they've actually paid for a plan or not.
Yeah,
they're on a list.
A lot of the insurance companies said, we haven't received any premiums yet, so really they're not signed up officially. Mm-hmm. And of that, there's a large percentage of those people actually just got Medicaid, which is free insurance. And the government, and I pay for that,
including
for them. So they're not paying anything into this,
including some young, healthy people that got Medicaid.
However,
and Medicare,
whatever. I'm just saying those aren't really legitimate healthcare people that are paying.
Well,
for
it's like every other government statistic where it's inflated, it's inaccurate. Do you remember before the election? No president's ever been elected when unemployment was above 8%. What happened days before the election? Dropped to 7.9%.
They cooked the books.
Weird.
Yeah.
This one, they're down. They're like 4 million people have signed up, and then all of the sudden, there's a surge of 3 million people that just sign up.
I think,
and the website works.
I think breaking even overall, the people that lost it that signed up or close to even is no great accomplishment. But as you would have Obama at U of M say when he was talking to them about how many people signed up, he said this.
Yeah, he did.
He did say this. Now listen to this. He said this.
This is what he said.
This is what he said.
You ever play this game at a stoplight when you're like, green, now? No. Okay, it's going to be green now.
I say that with my wife. We're going to make love now.
And then it's just
we're going to make love now. We're gonna make love now.
Is that symbolic?
That was a bad sign.
Is that symbolic of the way this country's going?
That's the Bill of Rights, wasn't it?
That's the Declaration of Independence.
That was the Declaration. Actually fell off the wall and hit the floor. That's not a good sign.
And now the dog's peeing on it.
No, that's bad.
No, she's
Bad
not.
dog.
But
No.
all right, let's move on. This is going to play sometime randomly. You know computers. I mean, you're a geologist. You know
I
a
am.
bit about computers.
No, I don't.
You know that they never work well when you're trying to show people something.
Do you have the wrong
Ever.
one, or is it
no,
just
it's
loading?
It's I don't know. I don't. Why are you asking me about computers? I don't know anything about them.
You're a computer engineer.
That doesn't. Yeah, I engineer them. I don't know how to work them.
Yeah, right. Silicone.
I put silicone on it. That might be the problem.
All right. You really don't
No,
have
really,
it?
it's not. Let's move on.
Oh, I don't want to move on. That's
I'm sorry.
That's a great thing.
Look, but the little bit I do know about computers, chances are it's going to just start playing randomly,
And
at
we'll
some
stop
point.
talking and let it play.
And we'll let it play. So
The other thing he talked about was how the GOP has no plans.
I'm not going to be able to play that soundbite either. So you think one didn't work, the other one's going to.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, no, I'm not. Did you see this camel though? Did you?
I did see it. It's the most albino camel I've ever seen.
I thought it was pretty cool.
What I didn't like about it, and you and I go back and forth, the religious connotation of it. But we'll talk about.
Who cares?
No, I do. I care. But let's look at the background. Apparently, they spent $400,000.
This is the United States State Department,
U.S.
government,
to buy a fiberglass. Now, this isn't bronze. This isn't silver. This isn't gold. This isn't cast aluminum. This is fiberglass.
It's expensive. Fiberglass is expensive.
I can get
it's
a
like platinum.
I can get a fiberglass boat for like $4,000.
But how much do you have to pay somebody to shape it into a camel?
That's a little more, but it can't be $400,000. They got a dang camel for $400,000 out of fiberglass. I think to scale. It's not like it's a huge Sears Tower big camel. It is a life-size camel out of fiberglass, all white, kind of looking up towards the sky, and then what he's looking at is the eye of a needle, and this is outside the U.S. Embassy in Pakistan that's being built or it has been built. Life-size, that's what it says. And it's about the rich have as much chance of getting into heaven as a camel does passing through the eye of a needle. That's a religious connotation. There's no need for a United States government building to have any kind of religious, let alone a Abrahamic religion of the Muslims, the Jews, and the Christians. It's all the same God, folks. Having a biblical statement of Matthew 19:24 saying that.
It also does no harm. So
I think it does.
I don't know what that matters.
It does, because we have a separation from state and church.
You don't understand what the separation of church and state is, do you? You really,
I kind of
don't get that. Yeah,
kind
of.
I'm gonna err on the side of being overly cautious and not allowing this. I hate it.
Okay,
not only the religious connotation,
All right.
but the $400,000 really ought to ring a bell here.
Well, maybe that's what we should be talking about instead of other crap that doesn't matter.
We can talk
all
about
that you just want to
both.
bitch about. All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
Are you looking for some way cool t-shirts? Check out ChugDoug.com. They have hundreds of crazy fun t-shirts like gun, patriotic, and you better believe zombie shirts. At ChugDoug.com, you'll find quality shirts at a quality price. All shirts start at just $10 with free shipping over $50. Mention Radio 1 coupon code at checkout and grab a cool 10% off. That's ChugDoug.com. T-shirts with attitude.
There's no better way to say I love you. I'm thankful you're in my life. I'm glad to be with you. I'm thinking about you, or I miss you. Done with a spectacular flower arrangement from ProFlowers.com. A gorgeous fresh flower arrangement is a must to dress up every birthday, holiday, or anniversary. As a special treat for you, your beautiful flowers start at an amazing low price of $19.99. And ProFlowers.com will include a free vase with floral orders. Imagine a beautiful bouquet of 100 blooms for only $19.99, with a free vase included. Every festive bouquet is guaranteed to last at least 7 days. Tell your loved ones you're thinking of them with flowers. Go to proflowers.com/radio and enter your code to receive this special offer. Enter code POKE. That's proflowers.com/radio, code POKE. Send a bouquet they'll never forget. From proflowers.com/radio. Code POKE.
Hey everyone, have you heard about the No hair removal device that's sweeping the globe? If you want to go weeks without shaving and get smooth, professional quality results, here's our favorite host Cheryl for No hair removal.
Thanks. Hey gals, I love talking about my No. It's this cute little hair removal system that you can take with you and use almost anywhere at home or on the road. No more expensive in-office treatments, painful waxing, and no more wasting your valuable time. Got unwanted facial hair? No has patented thermocon technology that works on all hair and skin colors, so it's perfect for using on all body parts. And now you can take advantage of this incredible risk-free trial. Get the No, the facial kit, a travel case, and a $100 discount shopping card, and you don't risk a penny to try it. Try the incredible No hair completely risk-free. Call 1-800-953-5470. That's 800-953-5470. 800-953-5470.
Honestly, I don't feel great about my mom living alone. She's growing older and weaker every day. That's reality when you're in your 70s, but remaining independent is important to her, and I get that. That's why I chose Medical Guardian to ensure her safety. If she falls and can't reach the phone, if there's a fire, or if someone breaks in, she presses one button, help comes rushing, and I am contacted. Accidents and emergencies really do happen. I refuse to risk her safety, and I feel good about choosing Medical Guardian. After all, she's my mom.
Protect your parent and give yourself peace of mind. Call 800-325-1089 for a free brochure. Medical Guardian has no activation fees, equipment costs, or long-term contracts. Be one of the first 50 callers to find out how you can get a free month of service. That's Medical Guardian at 800-325-1089. Ask how you can get a free month of service. 800-325-1089. That's 800-325-1089.
At odds with the hosts. Sound off by calling 248-455-6337.
Hello, you're listening to the At Odds Show with Nate and Brian.
That's really creepy.
Can you introduce me to her?
I did. You know her very well.
She sounds kind of...
You and her are very...
intriguing.
Very close.
Did you ever fix the sound bites here? We want to listen to U of M.
You want to hear it? I don't know which one this is, but here's one of them.
Okay.
Oh, and by the way, 7.1 million Americans have now signed up for coverage through the otherwise known as ObamaCare.
I made sure that half of them didn't have insurance before they had to sign up, but that's all right. 7.1 million people.
7.1.
That's a lot of people.
That's enough to fill up the big house 65 times.
65 times the big house.
And by the way, that doesn't count the more than 3 million young people who have been able to stay on their parents' plans.
Yeah, well, good for that. That's, you know what, that's good for everybody's premiums when you just allow people to stay on plans. Don't give the actual businesses, the corporations that have made it to where they are by knowing what the hell they're doing selling insurance. You don't let them make the decisions. You take people from the government who, well, like Obama, have never run anything well in his life.
The government knows
and let
best.
him make the decision of what your insurance company needs to deliver to you.
I'm from the government. I'm here to help you.
Here's his pompous non-presidential remarks.
Well, he's talking about the GOP
about
and their bad economic plans.
To give them credit, they do have one original idea, which is to repeal Obamacare. Because they haven't tried that 50 times.
What a jerk. Is he... Is he the president of the United States of America?
I think he was drunk.
Or is he just a bad stand-up comedian?
He's trying to be funny.
I mean, what is he doing? Is he trying to be presidential? when he gives us all of this garbage about reaching across the aisle and compromise and working with the other side, and then he goes on a campaign run when there are actually important issues that the President of the United States could be addressing, he's going out to raise money because that's the only thing he's good at in his life.
Right.
And he talks like this about the people that he's willing to work with.
He's not done yet.
No, he isn't done yet.
"50 times they've tried to do that." If this all sounds familiar, it should be familiar because it was their economic plan in the 2012 campaign. It was their economic plan in 2010.
Hang on. So let's pretend it was their economic plan in 2010. Do you remember what happened during the 2010 election?
A lot of Democrats got voted out.
A lot of Democrats across the country got voted out and got replaced with Republicans. So you want to tell me if that was their plan that it didn't work? Is that really what he's saying here?
He can't make that claim.
It's like that movie Groundhog Day.
Yeah, that's relevant.
Except it's not funny.
If they tried to sell this sandwich at Zingerman's, they'd have to call it the Stink Burger, or the Mean Witch.
He should fire whoever the moron is that wrote this crap for him.
Well, we have to explain for the people that are outside the Ann Arbor area that that place that he references is a somewhat local deli there that makes great sandwiches, and they pay their employees more than minimum wage. And so that's why he went there, was to give them a plug and how great they are, because they actually, pay their employees great.
Which is the other thing he's going around the country doing, is saying we need to raise the minimum wage.
Which you were saying makes the point of the conservative that the market will decide what people get paid.
He's pointing out a private business that made the decision themselves to pay more than minimum wage.
Right.
Like almost every business that employs people in this country.
Right.
Don't misunderstand that, because almost every business that employs people in this country already pays more than the federal minimum wage.
Right.
So, as a starting wage, so raising the minimum wage, what's it going to do to the people that are already making more than minimum wage? Nothing good.
No, I don't think so. I think it'll hurt, because
who are these? It's sad that these kids at this college. I mean, they're not that young, but they're buying into this crap.
They're 18 to 24.
They're buying into. Well, yeah, that's not that young.
That's pretty young.
It wasn't.
It's damn young.
I mean, well, all right.
Just babies, actually.
Okay, yeah, that wasn't really that many years ago, but
for you,
I guess. But they're just.
I have a daughter, 19.
They're just eating this stuff up. And it's just sad that these are college kids right now that are they're going to grow up to be something, and probably what that is a award of the state or something, because that's what they're being melded into, right? Is people that depend on the government, that you can't do anything without the government. Who would build the roads? Who would give you health coverage?
That's kind of like the guy you were having a discussion with on social media page, where he was saying something about. You have to have an education to get a good job, and nobody wants to work for $8 an hour. And you were saying something that,
well, your grammar's a little better than
if you were making the point that $8 an hour is better than $0 an hour.
It's an infinite percent increase in
it's
wage.
8 times.
No, it is not 8 times.
Well, you're right, because zero is
it's infinite.
So, and my point was, 50 years ago, that would have been true, but now they say, well, $8 an hour, I can get more on that on welfare.
Yeah,
it's
sad that you can live on welfare and make more than minimum wage. Yeah, that is sad.
That is really sad.
That is sad. The problem isn't that minimum wage is too low; it's that welfare is too high. I mean, really think about that a minute.
Yeah, you're being paid more to not work than you are to work.
Yeah, and you want to talk about disincentivizing looking for work,
right?
The government does that.
Give me just enough to get by that I'm not out in the cold and I have enough Cheetos and Spam and beer to get by, and I have cable TV and a phone.
Oh, okay, there you go. I was going to say, what you're talking about is minimum wage. Then you add cable
I'm
TV
talking
and
about,
phone. That's welfare.
That's welfare.
Right. That's if you want to not work at all, live only off of what you can get from the government, you can have all of those things.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, but you're not entitled to them.
It's not an entitlement.
It's not. It's not something that you deserve, even. And I say you. I'm not talking to anybody that listens
in our
to
audience,
this show.
Yeah.
Although if they have the internet, they could listen. So maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know.
You three out there
that
don't have jobs in our audience, find a job. Right. The other thing that was in the news was the Supreme Court decided on campaign limits. Did you see that?
Yeah, they decided that it turns out that people should be able to give whatever they want to campaigns.
Well, within the minimum guidelines, within the law, it was, $2,400 or whatever the maximum was. But they were allowed to give it to that maximum to whoever they wanted to, up to an infinite limit. There was no limit. In other words, if I wanted to give the maximum, let's say it's $2,500. I don't recall. Do you know what it is? It's like $2,400 or something.
I thought it was $48, but that's fine.
Oh, I think it's around the 2,000 something area.
It doesn't matter, I suppose.
And the one guy that was in this case was given $1,776. $1,776.
That's a good number.
Should
he must have been a Democrat.
No, he wasn't.
Huh, that's weird.
But he was giving them to several candidates, and they were saying, whoa, wait a minute, you gave like $3 million, $1,776, at a time, $1,776 at a time, and you can't do that. That's against the law. And the Supreme Court held, and they said, no, that's not. You can give the maximum that's allowed by law to whatever candidate you want, up to whatever limit you can afford. And that they brought in free speech. It's basically you are saying you support that candidate. Now, the downside, or what the opposition's saying, is that you are giving, you could give $5 or $6 million to all these candidates within a political party. They could conspire together to then take all of that money and put them into different PACs and put the money towards individual candidates to get into politically important seats around the country. And, there's some truth to that, but, the court was following what the law was at that time and saying, there's nothing that says you can't give a maximum amount. It's just that you can give a maximum amount to individual candidates.
Yeah, it looks like $3.5 million.
That's what he gave.
So, yeah.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah. It is to give away.
Oh, yeah. That's just chump change to him. So, depending on where you're at. Now, the downsiders are saying, well, that destroys democracy. You are letting the rich then influence
it's
the
weird
political spectrum.
To do something that destroys democracy in a system that's not a democracy. You just wouldn't want to do
republic.
That. It would be weird if you did that.
But there are checks and balances. Again, people have to vote. And let's say a guy gives $3 million to the Republican Party. If you don't want to vote for those candidates, you still don't have to. They're not like paying you to vote for them.
Problem is, people don't pay attention. People don't care. People are just not smart enough.
Right.
They see something on TV, and they believe it. It doesn't matter. So the money does impact.
I'm not saying that there isn't influence, just like advertising.
Right. But what we need is people to wake up and to not buy into the ad that says paid for by these people on the television or on the radio. Do some research and find out about the candidates yourself.
And that's my point.
And then they can give as many $1 million as they want, and it doesn't matter.
They're not paying people to vote for a candidate. And you still have that choice.
Unless they send the money to
your homework.
If they send the money to that reputation.com website.
Or you're in Chicago where all the dead vote.
Right. And then you don't know. Or in Michigan.
We had that woman. We had that woman that was dead for 8 or 9 years.
Voted for Snyder.
No, we don't know who she voted for, but apparently she voted
must have.
2 years after she was dead, which is odd.
It is.
Well, and there was that one person that got their absentee ballot or something, and it was already marked for Democrats or something. I didn't.
Yeah, a bunch of people got stuff like that. Yeah. But, they were going to vote that way anyway.
I don't know.
Because, absentee voting just benefits the Republicans.
I don't think they even count the absentee votes.
Nope.
I think they just go into the
They lost
shredder.
a bunch from the military, didn't they?
Yes, that was an issue.
So, what good does it do? And you think, if you're going to generalize military votes, they probably do some good for Republicans.
That's what they were claiming, and I think that's probably true.
Let's take one more quick break. 248-455-ODDS, Facebook.com/@OddsShow. You want to wait? I don't know what you're doing. You're flinging things.
We have a big break at the top of the hour, so
that's fine. We'll skip them. We'll skip them.
No, we don't want to skip our sponsors. They're important to us.
Oh yeah, they are.
I don't know if I want to go into the New York Safe Act thing. That's well, we got 5 minutes. Yeah, we can get through this. The New York. Remember the Safe Act? That was after Sandy Hook. They came in this draconian gun laws. You can't have this and that.
And there's been no violence in the state of New York since then. None.
And one of the
between the Safe Act and Stop and Frisk, it is the safest state
place in the world.
Now there is argument that with Stop and Frisk,
you can go downtown
New York City,
Istanbul,
New York City,
and not be as safe as you can down
New York City was the safest city in the country with Stop and Frisk. I heard that several times.
Yeah.
So you can't deny the facts. In correlation is causation. Also,
not.
More guns, more crime.
Always.
It's obvious.
Anyways.
All right.
7.
I'm just trying to make it so we don't get through this in the next 5 minutes.
7-round magazine limit. That was one of the things that was in there. You can't have a gun. Excuse me. You can have a magazine that holds more than 7 rounds, but you can't
up to 10.
Up to 10. But you can't put more than 7 rounds in there.
You can't have a 12-round magazine and only put 7 in. That's illegal.
That's illegal.
But you can have a 10-round magazine and only put 10 in. Well, unless
you can have a 10-round magazine, put 7 in.
Yeah. That's what I meant.
Right. Well, apparently there was a judge that ruled that to him seemed unconstitutional.
Huh.
That the assault weapon ban was fine.
Yeah. Well,
but the 7-round magazine seemed to be arbitrary and capricious, and it's ruled unconstitutional. Well, the state is appealing that, and in the meantime, the New York officials agreed not to enforce the 7-round magazine limit while the case is on appeal, right? So everybody in New York State now can carry 10 rounds in their guns.
But not 11.
Not 11. God, no. That would be crazy.
Yes, it would.
So as long as the suit's in effect, they got together and not going to force it. Now, what I thought was interesting was that the New York State Troopers Police Benevolent Association had released a statement. They were saying, we just want all of you people in New York to understand that the state troopers, no matter what they're told to do, if they bust in your door and start shooting your dog and your grandma to enforce these gun laws, that they didn't write this law. And they didn't vote on its passage. Well, maybe some of them did vote on it.
Yeah, right. But not as a police force.
Don't blame the stormtroopers. They're only following Adolf's instructions.
That's okay.
And orders.
And there it is.
Godwin's law. We went there.
We're back to the
Nazis.
Nazis.
We mentioned Nazis.
Just following orders.
No, we're just following orders.
I'm just doing my job.
Now, our membership holds widely shared concerns on this new law. We believe that the actual enforcement of these new regulations will significantly increase the hazards of our officers on an already dangerous job. No crap.
Yeah, absolutely it
You're
will.
Gonna take my guns.
So
you're going to face some lead.
know what's a good plan? And don't do that. But what's a good plan is to not enforce unconstitutional, unjust, and morally wrong laws.
Well, I've been in discussions with police officers, and they said that it's not up to us to determine what's unconstitutional. That's up to the courts.
Okay,
and
maybe
we can
true.
enforce all these laws that people bring up, and we are abolished of all responsibilities.
Maybe true.
If slavery was enacted and people, whatever.
That may be true. That's why I also added, I said unconstitutional, unjust, and immoral.
Yeah,
because
but who
you cannot
decides that?
deny that it's unjust. It's not freedom. That's what we're going for. Who decides that?
That's
anybody with a brain.
Right.
Is who decides that.
That's not the police officers on the street's job is to
I
determine that.
I said anybody with a brain.
Oh, God.
That's what I said.
They have brains. The point is they also have discretion.
Yep. Everybody has a choice to make. We're going to take a quick break, though. It's going to be a long one, like Brian said, because he didn't want to deter you. He just wanted to let you know it's really
It's
long.
like 18,000 minutes.
Right back.
But
tune in to Red State Talk Radio, the new media's talk monster for grassroots.
That's what freedom is all about.
Common sense.
I would be willing to use waterboarding.
Conservative talk radio.
Big spending liberal.
Red State Talk Radio. WRS Digital, Cleveland, Tennessee.
Commerce.
Have you ever wondered how you could make a difference in someone's life? What if you could help hundreds or even thousands of children? You might think it impossible, but it's within your reach. Right now, today, students in the U.S. rank 32nd in world math skills. It's time for our children to catch up. And you can help. Become an owner of one of the world's fastest growing franchises, Mathnasium. Mathnasium is the leading math-only learning center in the U.S. Its only purpose is to make our kids better at math. Imagine helping hundreds, even thousands of students in your community improve in school and raise their self-esteem, all while doing something you truly love. Call us at 800-644-0510 for a complete package of information. That's 800-644-0510 to learn how you can make a difference. Doing something you truly love. 800-644-0510. 800-644-0510.
Red State Talk Radio is All American Talk Radio.
Limited time offer, 24-month commitment and credit qualification require cancellation fee, auto pay, and paperless billing, and other restrictions apply. If you can't see the difference, why pay the difference? Switch to Dish for the best deal in entertainment. Only Dish brings you the best in entertainment for less than $20 a month. Cut the cable and don't get directed. Switch to Dish because at just $19.99, Dish saves you every time you turn on the TV. It's so simple. The same channels cost less with Dish. So since you can't see the difference, don't pay the difference. Switch to Dish for the best deal in entertainment. Get premium movie channels free for 3 months, starting at just $19.99. Dish saves you every time you turn on the TV. Call now to save with Dish. Dial 1-877-291-1864. That's 1-877-291-1864. The same channels for less than $20 a month. Dish. Call 1-877-291-1864 for details.
Red State Talk Radio. Talk radio the way the founding fathers would have done it.
Buy American. iBuyAmericanStore.com. American made, American sold. iBuyAmericanStore.com. Browse and purchase American made products direct from the manufacturers. Appliances, clothing, housewares, jewelry, pet supplies, toys, and more. iBuyAmericanStore.com. Don't wait for politicians to create an environment in which American manufacturing can thrive again. It's our choice to buy American. Let's make it happen ourselves. iBuyAmericanStore.com.
America's premier grassroots conservative talk radio network.
Red State Talk Radio.
150 million people suffer from headaches. All you want is for the pounding in your head to stop. Migralex stops the pounding. Migralex was developed by a neurologist and founder of the New York Headache Center.
I'm neurologist Dr. Alex Mauskop. After studying and researching the human brain for 25 years, I've developed Migralex, which eliminates pounding headaches. It works for my patients, and I'm so convinced it will work for you. I don't just guarantee it, I put my name on it.
Dr. Mauskop's Migralex gets rid of headaches fast without harsh caffeine, sodium, or preservatives.
Migralex works unbelievably fast.
fast, and it's gentle on my stomach.
Find out how to get your free bottle of Migralex. Call 800-537-9046. Plus, if you're one of the first 100 callers, you'll also receive the Migralex Quick Tips to Headache Relief absolutely free. That's 800-537-9046. Or go to migralexrelief.com, MIGRALEX relief.com, or call 800-537-9046.
Tired of the same old blah, blah, blah of traditional conservative talk radio?
We know that under the 49% rate, the U.S. economy is booming.
Then tune in to New Media's Talk Monster for grassroots, common sense, conservative talk radio, Red State Talk Radio.
They want to tear down our country. We love our country, and we want to rebuild our country. That's the difference.
WRS Digital, Cleveland, Tennessee.
Nate, we're back. Nate, come on. It was a long break. Shh. We're back. What?
What?
Yeah, okay.
Oh,
you're with us now.
Man.
You have a nice little nappy there? Nice little nappy. Nappies are good. I like a little nappy.
What's in this Pepsi?
Heroin.
Oh.
That
makes you sleep?
That was your buddy.
Heroin's never made me fall asleep.
Isn't it your buddy, Nicho? Oh, I'm sorry. No, that's not him, is it?
What are you doing?
I don't know.
What are you doing here?
I'm trying to get us.
Are you telling him happy birthday?
Happy birthday.
You can tell him. Hey, he got these for me.
Did he really?
These are really nice. Yeah. It was awfully nice of him.
I love him, even though he's kind of special. Very, very, very
he
special.
Is. Happy birthday, buddy. Not today, but
we love
close
you.
enough.
A couple days ago. Come on, it's close enough.
Yes, it is.
Let's see. You know what I hate? I hate police that shoot people for no cause. Apparently there were.
You're kind of unique in that.
I'm not kind of unique.
Well, you could be more wrong.
I couldn't be more wrong, and I'm not kind of unique.
You could be more wrong.
I am absolutely right, and I'm unique in the fact that
yeah, that's for sure.
The Albuquerque.
It's a nice place. When I drove through,
it was.
I liked
great.
it. It was nice.
It was
nice, flat, and there's some hills.
There's some mountains in the background. You're in this big flat area there, deserty.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice. Police not so nice apparently.
Well, they were when I went through.
Did
they were?
They only sort of violated, kind of violated.
Left with two kidneys.
Yeah. Oh, that's always a plus.
Yeah, I mean,
no spleen.
They weren't mine.
Yeah.
I made a
healthy. What'd you get for them?
I made a healthy profit. Yeah, no, I did. I took them to where is it? Iran.
Iran has legalized
sold them.
Selling of organs there.
Yeah,
and they have no waiting. They have no waiting for organs in Iran.
Got some government for organs.
Organs.
I got a government subsidy
and body parts too.
Yeah, and freedom everywhere in Iran. It's great.
Well, I don't know. I'd rather have a kidney than be free.
Would you?
Nah, maybe
Would
not.
you
I don't
really?
Know. I don't know. It's hard to say. Don't put me there. Albuquerque. Protest because apparently they shot this poor homeless guy up in the hills that was camping out in the outskirts of the city.
He wasn't even a rich homeless guy. That's what I mean.
That's what's so sad.
If he'd been rich,
if he had money, he could have not been shot down and killed. Maybe he would. What I didn't like was
and there's video of this, by the way. If you haven't seen it, we've talked about it.
Albuquerque Police Department shoot and murder homelessman.com.
It's not that you want to see this, but to see that it is as ridiculous as it sounds, or as we make it sound. It's not like, well, maybe he was charging at them with a gun. No.
Any rational person looking at that would have said that there was no need for deadly force at that point in time.
Yep.
Or the flash grenade that they used at the beginning. So there were all kinds of protests going on. 2 or 3 days of protests. The SWAT teams were all brought in. I'm leading into
people protesting against the police department, saying that was wrong.
This is not an isolated incident. The Albuquerque Police Department has had several problems in the last few years. And in fact, that the feds have been investigating the department since 2012. They are investigating this incident, and you know what? The These officers are what? I don't even know if they're on suspended administrative leave or whatever.
Probably paid.
But the chief is defending them tooth and nail, saying, "Oh, everything is absolutely
well."
legit.
They were just following orders.
The thing is, somebody said there was this guy out there sleeping. All right, I mean, he was living out in the hills of Albuquerque, beautiful place. I would love to be camping out there. But
no, you wouldn't.
It's illegal to sleep out there in the desert like that. You can't do that.
Oh, okay, fine. That's ridiculous, but okay.
So you send one officer out there and you say, "Hey, move along. You can't be here.
Yep.
Come on, go." No, what they did is they sent 1, 2, 3. They had 5 or 6 different. They had SWAT. They had local police, county police. They had dozens and dozens of officers swarm on this guy who was already mentally ill. They knew who the guy was. They harassed him for over 3 hours in the standoff, making this guy who was already paranoid even more upset. Finally, the guy said, all right. If you don't hurt me, I'm not going to hurt you. I'm gonna give up, blah, blah, blah. And he turns around, and when he turns around to kind of lay down on the ground, they throw a flash grenade that blows up right like at his feet. And, of course, that scares the hell out of him because he said, we have an agreement. You won't hurt me. I won't hurt you. Right? You're not going to break that. This guy was not, all there. He was a special needs kind of guy. And it wasn't like they were 2 feet away from this guy.
Right. That's the
They were
issue.
15 yards away.
Far enough to hit him with a flashbang, and it didn't affect them. So, I mean, that tells you something.
So, when they flashbanged him, almost immediately, they started shooting him. They shot him with beanbags as well as deadly rounds, rifle rounds.
But why?
I don't know.
I mean, that doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. The guy goes down. Well, to the police credit, and I don't buy it, they're saying he grabbed a knife because they broke their agreement, right? They threw a flash grenade. That would piss anybody off.
Yeah.
And he grabbed a knife. And again, this isn't like close combat. These guys were a long ways away. They could have tasered him. They could have used billy clubs or nightsticks on the guy. Beanbags, they had him. They didn't need to open fire. They opened fire and they shot this guy dead. And as he's laying dying, they shoot him some more with beanbags. They send a dog on him to chew on his leg, and he's dead by this point. And they slowly then walk up the side of the hill to get to him. And there is a knife. You can see in the video, there's a knife in his hand. I don't know that these officers were in immediate danger from that knife. I mean, it seems excessive to me. Until you look at the officer that was involved, this officer Keith Sandy, who was one of the ones that fired, and that they kind of said something like, "Booyah! We shot him." They were kind of happy that they shot this guy after 3 hours. This guy, officer, had been fired from other departments, was hired by the Albuquerque Police Department to work as a non-officer in an administrative position. The chief said, "Oh, these guys, they're not going to carry guns or badges." Well, they lied. Within a few months, they were sworn officers.
Obviously had a gun.
Yeah. This Keith Sandy was elevated to several elite police units, including the Vice Unit and others, and he'd been involved in other high-profile botched cases that are currently involved in federal lawsuits for his actions. He's also been known to shoot other people in the back, like they shot this guy in the back. So this guy's a dick, all right? He's not a good guy. This guy likes to shoot people.
And he'll probably get fired just to sweep this under the rug, and
he will not be fired.
He'll go somewhere else.
Yeah, well, and maybe. I hope he gets fired, but he could go over. Anyways, in 2010, he was involved. $10 million lawsuit that they settled on this guy. And this is just one case of lots of stuff that I want to talk about throughout the country. They got to stop doing SWAT raids for tea leaves, like the one family that got their picnic busted by the police.
Yeah.
They finally
ridiculous.
Settled in a lawsuit. They found tea leaves in their garbage that they went through, and they tested the tea leaves, came back positive for marijuana. Well, I guess tea leaves often do come back positive for field tests in marijuana.
Yeah, and
they got to stop shooting
terrible.
people for collecting collectibles. They got to stop shooting people for
who
all
got
this
shot
kind
for
of crap.
collecting collectibles?
I did.
Yeah, right. So don't make things up because it's you're trying to make a point and you're harming it now.
I know.
What you're talking about is this 85-year-old guy.
91.
He used to be 85.
One time.
A couple years ago, he was 85 years old.
6 years ago.
He's traveled everywhere. He's rich. Collected a bunch of stuff.
He's just a teacher. He's not
a bunch
that
of
rich.
stuff. Do you see his house and all the stuff he has?
It looks like a nice house.
I call that rich.
You would.
Okay.
He made more than $8 an hour.
Right. Which plenty.
Anyways,
the FBI finds out that he has all of these artifacts.
That's
things.
The issue is that some of these artifacts, are controlled by the federal government, the state government, and international treaties. He has stuff from overseas.
He's been doing this for 80 years.
80 years.
Who knows when he got them and whether all of these laws were intact. And how does the FBI know which ones are which and when he got them and how he got them? Why did they raid his house? Why did they surround his house? Why did they have to put up big tents to hide what they're doing? Why did they have to take absolutely everything out of his house
they had SWAT
and take
teams
it back
there.
to a
They
lab?
had command units. They had 50 officers there.
They can't go in and get what they are looking for.
2 people in there say, hey, we want to look at your inventory here,
The problem?
And he works with them.
That's the problem. He cooperated. He said, yeah, come on in. I think.
What the hell choice did he have? They were going to shoot him.
They were not going to shoot him.
They had SWAT teams there. They had command posts.
This is my point. I'm trying to help you
there
out.
Were less
if you
people,
want people to
there
take
were less
you seriously, you have to stop saying crap like this.
There were less people on Omaha Beach on D-Day than there were at this guy's house. That may or may not
At
be
least
true.
on our side. Maybe.
May or not be true.
Maybe.
The point, it was excessive.
Way excessive. It's because
it wasn't a violent
he was
crime.
Cooperating.
It wasn't a drug crime. It was nothing.
And he's not dangerous.
He's a 91-year-old man that has lots of artifacts.
All of the neighbors say
pots.
He's awesome. Well,
they love him.
Human skulls and things like that.
Well, he had a human
too.
skeleton, but, so what?
Right.
You don't? And the thing is, they're questioning on how he acquired all of this stuff. Well, that's the issue, isn't it? It's probably worth millions and millions of
There
dollars.
you go. And
we want you to pay taxes on what
and
you
know
have.
What? You know what? Don't worry. We're the federal government. What we're going to do, we're going to take all your stuff. We're going to bag it up. We're going to be nice. None of it will get broken at all. We're going to take it to our lab. We're going to look at it.
We're going to have a specialist.
And then we guarantee that you'll get it all back.
No.
At least the stuff that's not illegal.
Right.
You'll get every single bit of it back.
That's not illegal.
There won't be a piece of dust missing.
Well,
don't worry about that. I mean, we're not going to – none of it's going to just kind of disappear.
Or drop a pot.
Or something get broken.
A Ming vase.
That $1 million
shatter on the ground.
that $1 million pot you have, it might. You never know, but if you see it in a museum or somewhere,
or in my house,
or don't worry about it.
Agent Jones's house,
ridiculous.
No, yeah. Well, I wanted.
The big thing, your tax money,
well spent,
is paying for this.
Well spent,
paying for it.
What I'm wondering is crime in this country so low that the militarized police departments have nothing better to do to justify their existence than going after tea leaf people, after homeless people sleeping out in the mountains, after people who are collecting things through their entire lifetime? Is it so slow on the job that they have to go out and find these types of things to enforce?
Apparently.
Obviously so.
Apparently it is. Which, from one side, maybe that's a good thing. At least we finally gotten rid of all that gun violence. We finally put up enough signs to stop that. So the FBI can focus on other things.
You know why? Because every state now has concealed carry. Which has, that's the citizens policing.
Is
the
that
citizens.
why? That's why crime went up. Is what you're saying?
No, that's why it went way
blood
way,
in
way
the
down.
streets.
Oh.
Luckily, government built streets so we could put blood in them.
Well, that's what the anarchy people say. If we have anarchy, there will be blood in the streets. But if there's anarchy, there's no streets.
No streets because government.
There
no
can't
government
be blood in the streets if there's nobody building.
What you're
streets.
saying is anarchy solves all the problems of the liberals.
Yes, there you go. Vote the Anarchy Party. I don't know if there is one, but
would
would
that make any sense? I'm running as an anarchist. I would be part of the government.
There'll be no government.
I'm going to be part of the government if you elect me.
Well, who was the guy that was running? You know, the mayor of Toronto, this Ford guy that smokes all the crack.
Hilarious.
And stuff. There's a guy running against him, and his campaign is, "I only smoke marijuana. I don't smoke crack. Elect me."
Toronto, you guys
love you.
Yeah, no, you're doing it right.
And we have a very good. We have a friend of ours who's a professor at the University of Toronto. She's loving it. She's loving it.
I bet. We're going to take a break. We'll be back to wrap up the show. Bully Brian around a little bit, I guess.
No,
Facebook.com/AdOddShow, AdOddShow.com, and, of course, Red State Talk Radio.
Are you looking for some way cool t-shirts? Check out ChugDoug.com. They have hundreds of crazy fun t-shirts like gun, patriotic, and you better believe zombie shirts. At ChugDoug.com, you'll find quality shirts at a quality price. All shirts start at just $10 with free shipping over $50. Mention Radio 1 coupon code at checkout and grab a cool 10% off. That's ChugDoug.com. T-shirts with attitude.
There's no better way to say I love you. I'm thankful you're in my life. I'm glad to be with you. I'm thinking about you, or I miss you. Than with a spectacular flower arrangement from ProFlowers.com. A gorgeous fresh flower arrangement is a must to dress up every birthday, holiday, or anniversary. As a special treat for you, your beautiful flowers start at an amazing low price of $19.99. And ProFlowers.com will include a free vase with floral orders. Imagine a beautiful bouquet of 100 blooms for only $19.99, with a free vase included. Every festive bouquet is guaranteed to last at least 7 days. Tell your loved ones you're thinking of them with flowers. Go to proflowers.com/radio and enter your code to receive this special offer. Enter code POKE. That's proflowers.com/radio, code POKE. Send a bouquet they'll never forget. From proflowers.com/radio, code POKE.
Hey everyone, have you heard about the No hair removal device that's sweeping the globe? If you want to go weeks without shaving and get smooth, professional quality results, here's our favorite host, Cheryl, for No hair removal.
Thanks. Hey gals, I love talking about my No. It's this cute little hair removal system that you can take with you and use almost anywhere at home or on the road. No more expensive in-office treatments, painful waxing, and no more wasting your valuable time. Got unwanted facial hair? No has patented thermocon technology that works on all hair and skin colors, so it's perfect for using on all body parts. And now you can take advantage of this incredible risk-free trial. Get the No, the facial kit, a travel case, and a $100 discount shopping card, and you don't risk a penny to try it. Try the incredible No hair completely risk-free. Call 1-800-953-5470. That's 800-953-5470. 800-953-5470.
Honestly, I don't feel great about my mom living alone. She's growing older and weaker every day. That's reality when you're in your 70s, but remaining independent is important to her, and I get that. That's why I chose Medical Guardian to ensure her safety. If she falls and can't reach the phone, if there's a fire, or if someone breaks in, she presses one button, help comes rushing, and I am contacted. Accidents and emergencies really do happen. I refuse to risk her safety, and I feel good about choosing Medical Guardian. After all, she's my mom.
Protect your parent and give yourself peace of mind. Call 800-325-1089 for a free brochure. Medical Guardian has no activation fees, equipment costs, or long-term contracts. Be one of the first 50 callers to find out how you can get a free month of service. That's Medical Guardian at 800-325-1089. Ask how you can get a free month of service. 800-325-1089. That's 800-325-1089.
At odds with the hosts, Sound off by calling 248-455-6337.
And we're back. That's Brian over there.
Quit picking on me.
Why?
You're always bullying me.
I am. You know what? It's life.
You know why?
Deal with it.
You know why you're bullying me? Because I'm the most popular person in class.
Yeah. It's that's what you want to talk about, huh? I read this research.
What?
I read this research.
Yeah.
That the more popular you are in high school, the more likely it is that you are bullied. Yeah. Now. Maybe times have changed.
I didn't find that true
I didn't
back
think
in
it was
the 70s.
that long ago that I was in high school.
Yeah.
But the most popular kids in high school, I'm not sure that they were bullied the most.
No.
I don't know. I don't know about that.
Things may have changed. I don't know.
Yeah. But you read further into the research, and it's actually kind of offensive because what it says is, well, actually the most popular kids, they really just have the most to lose. You know, I mean, because the kids at the bottom, they get picked on.
They got nothing.
What?
They got nothing.
You know, they're not going to feel any worse than they already do.
Slumdog.
Yeah, but if you're popular and you're cool, and someone makes fun of you, that hurts.
It's
that
worse.
Hurts.
Yeah. You're used to it when you're way down at the bottom.
That's exactly what it is, and it's a competition because it's the almost cool kids that want to be cool that make fun of you. And
I was down toward the bottom.
Come on.
The Acorn incident.
Go ahead.
No, I'm
tell
not
the
going to talk
story.
about that. No.
You lined up a bunch of boys and threw acorns at them.
I lined up a bunch of boys in a men's room, and
threw acorn. No, that's what the teacher did.
Yeah.
No,
listen. I was picked on a lot, but
yeah, and look how you turned out.
I turned out great.
Actually,
I'm fine.
When I think about that, it makes me take back everything that I've thought
about me.
About bullying and how I don't think it's that big of a deal, and we need to just get over it.
I think it could make you stronger.
It's a part of life.
I think so.
This is the thing, because I remember even when I was in school, and for sure before that, when somebody was a bully, they were only a bully until somebody stood up to them,
kicked their ass,
broke their nose, and then you know what? They kind of stopped being a bully so much sometimes, at least to that person.
And
but
that's discouraged.
Now with zero tolerance and all this other crap, if you stand up to a bully, you're going to get kicked out of school.
Yep.
Well, he's a troubled kid, and we need to give him special attention because that's why he's bullying.
Right.
He's bullying because he's so popular.
And all of his victims, we're going to if we get rid of all the victims he's bullying, then he won't bully anybody anymore.
That's a good point.
And Billy Bully will be the only one in class.
I mean, think about it. It's even siblings bully each other, right?
Yeah.
And they have to love each other. I mean, that's the law.
Even my dad bullied me.
Yeah, your dad bullied me too.
I know.
It was
he made us stronger.
Yeah, he did.
After the tears.
No, but jeez. No, but I mean, you're right. I think it's part of life. We're raising a bunch of wusses.
Yeah.
In this nation, and we're turning into a bunch of Obamas.
On the other hand, we should also, try to teach kids that you should respect other human beings. And not be a dink.
Yeah, you have to be careful because I'm not saying if you see it going on as an adult, you should ignore it and let it go. No, that's not what I'm saying. And you should handle it, however you handle it. But it's not the end of the world.
Right.
It isn't.
Well, that's the problem is some people are some of these kids are ending their lives because of bullying, and
it happens.
That's sad.
It is very sad. But do you think part of that is because we put so much emphasis on it? Every night on the news we hear, oh, they have no choice. It's just so rough in school. It's just so bad. And there's nothing they can do. They can't do anything. And these kids are popular and they get picked on. So, I mean,
yeah,
that would be sad.
My heart bleeds for all the popular kids.
I didn't mean to bring flashbacks to your high school, Brian, but
I'm
going
to go
over in the corner with your tray of food. You end up sitting on the toilet to eat while all the popular kids are
going to the garage and turn the car on.
That's not funny. That isn't funny at all. All right, we're almost out of time, but you wanted to talk about the Gadsden flag, but we're not going to be able to go through all the history because you have about a minute. Okay. So go ahead. I'll just refer you to another show that may or may not have went through all of this.
the Nathan Nephew show at a few months ago.
Yeah.
That's the yellow flag with the rattlesnake says, "Don't tread on me." Great history, Revolutionary War banner. Christopher
No, the
Gadsden
Tea Party created it.
Was a...
you telling me it's been around longer than this country?
A general in the Continental Army. Made it for the Navy. A proud history. But now what people are saying is that law enforcement officials are saying the most common symbol displayed by militia members and organizations and possibly indicative of terrorist or criminal operations, they fly that flag.
Because somebody that wants to destroy this country would fly a flag that was created while this country was being formed.
And another group, an anti-Tea Party group, said that the white resentment against blacks, there's no history of that.
It's racist. It's offensive. Right. It's right-wing.
Right-wing. Anyways, it's getting a bad
rep.
It's
the new Confederate flag. Yep. Which by the way, hey, Confederate flag, also not racist.
Right.
Maybe read a real history book if that's what you think.
And the Gadsden flag predates it by 80 years. But it's good enough to use for the
Obamacare. If a Democrat uses it.
Yeah, because I don't know if you people have seen this, but there's a new flag out there with a the heart thingy.
Stethoscope.
The stethoscope twirled like a snake, and it says, "Don't tread on my Obamacare," a yellow flag,
It's the Gadsden thing. It's good enough for a Democrat.
But
well, they're hoping that the Tea Party will get confused because the white racist Republican Tea Party people are stupid. So they'll see this flag. They'll think that their leaders are actually telling them that Obamacare is good. They're like, "Oh, I recognize that flag," and they'll sign up.
You think that's it? Reverse psychology?
Yeah, that's it. That's how smart Obama is. All right, we are out of time.
And that's how dumb us Republicans are.
That's right. All right, see you next week.
Bye-bye.